Dear students, today we are going to see about the chapter 2 abstract data type continuation. So we have seen about the constructor and then the selector, which is nothing but the constructor will create the objects and the selector get the informations. So here one of the example is given, that is for the slope they have created the points and then as well as retrieving the x and y coordinate, and then here that is a constructor which makes the point x and y, and then the selector it gets a point of the x and then y. So here the point of 0, you are returning the point of 0 means that is nothing but the x coordinate. Point of 1 means it will returns the y coordinate. So the data abstraction is nothing but the collection of constructor and selectors, and then the constructor which is used to create the objects, and then it will bind the different pieces of informations. That is, it's nothing but then it will create an object, and then the selector which will retrieve the information from the object. Whenever there is a need to pick the individual pieces of the information from the object, we are going to use the selector. And then representation of the abstract data type using the rational numbers. So here it is one of the example again how the data abstraction is used with the rational numbers. The rational numbers are, that is nothing but the, when you are going to divide the x by y, if it is given, if the value returned by the x by y is fractional means it's a rational number here. The few assumptions here, it is, that is nothing but the, when you are going to use the abstract data type, it won't have the details over that, but when you are going to use a concrete data, it uses the it will tells about the all the information, what are the things we have to do in that particular objects, what we are going to do use in that particular object. That is, it defines what are the things and how that particular things will work. In concrete data representation, it defines the each and every function, but in the abstract data type, only the essential things will be known and all other irrelevant will be hidden. And then here any program, it consists of the two part, the part that operates on abstract data and the part that defines a concrete representation. So that is nothing but the data and functions. And then one of the example is given for the abstract data type, again the rational numbers with the constructor the rational number, that is a numerator and denominator n and d. So the rational is the name of the object is here, it is given as a rational, and then the parameters are n and d. And then if you want to get the numerator from the object means you are going to use the selector NUMER of x. So when you are going to use this function, it will returns the numerator of the rational number, and then denom of y means it will returns the denominator of the rational number. So that is nothing but your n and d under your constructor. So the constructor, it creates the rational object, and in the selectors it retrieves the value of the x and y, that is nothing but the numerator and then the denominator. The pseudocode is given here. The pseudocode for the x and y equal to 8 and 3, it assigns x equal to 8 and y equal to 3, and then the rational of n comma d, it creates a rational number, and then the numerator of x by numerator of y means it gives the output value as 2.666. And then the data abstraction is how we are going to provide the data, how we are going to construct the data comes under your data abstraction type. It also here we are going to see the how we are going to store the value under the list and tuples. The concrete level of our data abstraction in Python, and the structure is created with the pair. This particular pair which is made up of your list or tuples. The list or tuple are the nothing but the data type here. So using the pair we can have two type of implementation. So first type is a list. Here that is the expression is enclosed within the square bracket separated by comma. The list can store multiple values. Each and every value can be any type and can be another list also. The elements of the list can be accessed in two ways. So first one is using the pair. Using the pair here, that is multiple assignments are used to retrieve the data. LST equal to 10,20 means it creates a list element, and then when you are going to have the x, y equal to list means it stores the 10 in x and then the 20 in y. And then here in the example, the x equal to 10 and then the y equal to 20. The another method, second method, LST of 0 within the square bracket means it will give the value as a 10, and then the list of 1 means it gives the value as a 20. It's associated with the index value. So both the method which uses the pair, that is nothing but the index position and then the value which is given in the pictorial form. Always the index value, it starts with a 0. So the 0, 10, and then the second element is under the position 1, the element is 20. So here that is whenever you are going to deal with the two value, that is which is used to denote a single value, here we are using the two notation, so it is called as a pair. So both the list and then the tuple are also called as a pair here. So we are seeing here, we have seeing here the two values, here the index position and then the value. So it is called as a pair under the list. The another method, another data type is a tuple. Again it is a comma separated by sequence of values surrounded with the parenthesis. Yes, in the list we are having the square bracket, but in the tuple we are having the parenthesis. Example is a color equal to red, blue and then the green. Each value separated with the comma and then should be within the quotes. Here the numbers equal to 1, 2, number of 0 and then the number of 1 means it gives the corresponding value as a 1 and 2. Here this square bracket is don't confuse with your the list value. Here it is only to pick the value of the tuple we are using the square brackets. Here the square bracket, it includes the index value as a 0 and 1. And then if you want to deal with the complicated or the complex number system, complex data type means we are moving towards the structure data type. It can have the multiple data type. So that is a variable data type here, and then the object name or the structure name or the class name, here it is called as a person. You are creating the person with a multiple data type. So here the first name, last name, and then the ID, and then the email ID. It is nothing but the members which comes under your person. So all these it gives the abstract data type here. Say if you want to implement, means you have to define it each and every function. When you are going to have the data with the function, means it is called as a concrete method. So here the abstract method, it deals only with the data and it shows only the essential things, and then it will hide all other informations. That is what we are going to do and all. It won't define about the how we are going to implement everything. It will define only what we are going to do. How means it will comes under your concrete method. It will define each and everything, every work. What are the functions? What are the things should be done? It will be implemented properly, means it's called as a concrete method. Thank you, students.